Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining me tonight. Tonight is going to be just me analyzing some stocks and looking for some things to play. So hopefully everybody joins me and see how I analyze stuff. And let's see if we can find some plays. Okay. So let's first analyze what happened to SPY today. SPY actually had a pretty good run today. Let's go down to the hourly. See today, SPY started roughly around 387. Then from there, it just kept climbing. So its peak of its day was the peak of was around 390. And from there, it went down to test this 20 moving average. So we can say that if tomorrow, hopefully, we hold this 20 average and see if SPY will make a new high again. What concerns me is that SPY has been making so on this monthly chart. SPY has been so high up that I think when we do have a pullback, it's going to be a pretty sharp pullback, and it's going to snap back and be pretty painful to bear. See how high it is. Let me expand upon it. So the only other time that we've seen SPY be this far up, you see a snapback. So here, that was the pandemic last year. See here, also snap back here too. Actually, no, that wasn't the pandemic. That was the 2008, 2009 financial crisis. This was the uh, uh, COVID pandemic. So from here, you see every time SPY has been so high above this 20 moving average, we see a snapback. So that's what I'm keeping an eye out for. Is, that we're so far from this 20 average that when we do have a pullback, it's gonna be pretty nasty. Again, this is a monthly chart, so we need to be careful. All right, now let's go look at some of my positions. I have Tesla. Let's see what Tesla did today. So Tesla, today was the update for Tesla also. This is the daily chart, so this is what I'm keeping an eye on since I have Tesla for long term. So, get my annotation tool. So here's what I'm looking at. And since this right here is what I'm looking at, this 50 average is resistance. And since it's between the 200 and this purple is the 50, I think we're in this danger zone where we don't really know where it's going to go, if that 50 is going to act like a resistance to it, or if that 50 is going to be support. Not support, but the 50 is going to be resistance, and if that 200 is going to be support. And it's in this danger zone between here that I don't really know what's happening. But I hope something happens. I don't care if it's a break to the upside or a break to the downside. As long as something happens. So that's what I'm looking at. You can see on the weekly too. It's been falling for the last 4 weeks. This week has been a green candle so far, but the week is only halfway through. So I'm interested in seeing what actually happens on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. See what kind of candle this ends up as. It will be it would be pretty interesting to see if it's a bear engulfing candle or if it continues green and it just bounces off that weekly, the 50 weekly. So the 50 weekly here. Interesting to see. I have the monthly up as well, and I've been looking. And just as what I was saying with the spy, what's pretty crazy about this Tesla is it's so high, it's so far removed from its 20 average that any snapback could be dangerous, could be a nasty, nasty pullback. We could see, let me maximize this. We see that every time that it's been the same height from its 20 average that it has a snapback action. Here, here. Being that it's so high, it's so far removed from its 20, I think a snapback, if this snapback continues, we could probably see Tesla in the 400 range. This 400 range here is what I'm keeping an eye on. So I want to see how this month ends, this March. I want to see how March ends, if March is going to be another red month or if it's going to be a neutral month. Uh, if anything, I think maybe April we might continue this downward movement, or we could be in this range between 600 to 700 for a few months with Tesla and not making a new high. So that's what I think is going to happen. From the last time I went live, I created a watch list. So this stock was one that I picked to play. I actually bought a share in it just to open things up. And I see this resistance here on the weekly. So this candle, this is a weekly candle. It's not yet fully formed. So I'm curious to see if it'll break above this resistance. This resistance here. Or so I'm curious if we fall down here or if we break above. Now, that would be interesting to see. But this monthly chart, what I liked about it was range bound for a number of years since 2016. It's been range bound this time, and the last year it looked like it finally broke that range, and I want to make this a play that it's a maybe a few years out. Just see how it goes. Uh, so this is a play that I plan on keeping for a few years and want to see how it does. And if it can keep going, that'd be great. But definitely, this is something that I really like seeing, where it falls down and then it shows a little, it shows some support, and then from there it goes back up. So I want this candle to end up a green monthly candle and continue being green. See, so the order that I placed, I set a stop at around 129. 129, and I hope that it continues going upward. You can see on the daily too, the daily chart, there seems to be some support here at this level. So the 130 level. So having a stop at 129 is pretty good for me. I think it's a pretty good play. Uh, Curious to see what it does. All right, and then there was you. Now you was a play that I saw. What I saw about it was this weekly chart. I saw that it was down for a number of weeks. Uh, Seems like there was some support here last week when it went down. But what I'm curious to see from there is that it bounced back up. And this week so far, it hasn't made a new low. So which is good. So we have some support here at this level. And so we just want to see what happens. Because if we go up from here, that would be great. That's what I think that it would happen. But what I also see is this right here on the monthly. So there seems to be some sort of buying. It's bouncing off the 200, 200 here. And I think if maybe a few years out, it goes back and retests its highs. So its highs of 174. I think that would be a good play. But that's probably at least it'll probably take until maybe 2022 to have that happen. That's where I'm thinking what happened. Uh, Definitely on the daily, you can see this is where I put my stop at. So my stop is around 86, and we're gonna just try and play this bounce. But what I'm keeping an eye at is this 50 here. It might act like as resistance, and when it does act as resistance, um, what I'm afraid of is once it hits this resistance, it might bounce back down. So taking a risk right now, putting a stop at 86. So if it does come back down, we'll get out at 86. If it doesn't, and and it continues above, then we have a good trending stock that will trend for a very long time. We're thinking of a few months. So that's what I'm seeing. I'm hoping it plays out like that. Okay. I did find another stock that I should have played this one, but I was a little hesitant. This stock, what was preventing me from playing this stock was I wasn't really sure where it was gonna go, but I did notice that this range broke on it. This range around 99, 100, it broke. Um, the weekly, the weekly was doing this sort of pattern, and it kept above the 50. So it kept above the 50 here, which is very good because I like to I like to play stocks off their weekly chart. And when I see it bounce off its 50 like that, I like to set a stop like right under here. Let me play range on. I like to set a stop right here. And then I like to see it bounce up. So this is still a potential play. It hasn't really moved too much yet. So it's still a very good risk to reward. From what I'm seeing, I'm seeing it saying I will get stopped out at 100. And so that's a $10 risk from current price. So I really like this play. I just hope that it keeps going. Definitely something that's worth keeping an eye on, and it's trending, but it's a really decent play. Good option. Okay, now
Hi, Maya.
pretty decent options too. Fred's not horrible.
Hi, Nancy.
So if you were thinking about doing some fucking falls, definitely something that is a great. I would like to see it do trend even more. Let this trend develop itself.
I am making boiled pork with
let's take a look at Monster Energy.
And
so Monster Energy this
fry
week,
bacon with water.
Monster Energy
watercress.
has for sure it looks like it's holding.
I don't know. I don't really cook with the watercress.
The 20 moving average. So that's a very good thing. If we were to play it, or put a stop.
What are you guys up to tonight?
Or under 80, or at 80, we'll be able to stop this. Right now, that right where my little drawing is 81.50, but it's like round numbers, so round even numbers. So 80 would be a good place to put a stop. And then hope is that we see something like that. Yeah. But we always have to cover our backside. So if it does crap out,
we get stopped. Go live more often, so I know how to cook.
A week or two. If anything, we keep watching it, and we see the next candle to see if the next candle is holding it above here. We see it trend like this, and that would be probably the best.
Hi, Jeremiah. It's been a while. Are you guys coming down to visit anytime soon?
For the weekly candle, weekly candle here to get confirmation that it's going to hold above.
What's for dinner? Oh, I'm making boiled pork with some jeonjo, and then I'm going to do the watercress with bacon.
All right. So ASC actually did gap up a little bit today.
Oh yeah, I know your parents are.
So gapped up, but
what about you?
What I'm afraid of it's using.
You bringing the lady to see us anytime soon? You know.
Yeah. So it's in this danger zone.
Yeah, you guys should.
Where we're not completely sure. I'm not completely sure if it's going to hold the 200 or if it's going to break down. Test the 200 one more time.
Hi, Sam. Hi, Steve. Okay. But yeah, Jeremiah, you guys should totally come.
It hasn't been around.
Oh. I mean, you guys could do like your own little trip down and visit, stop by, and do your own little thing. Oh man, maybe I'll just have to like make a trip over there myself so I can meet the lady.
Come back like be telling us that it's a good area to try to add on.
Oh no, not at all. 잠시만요. 또 방에는
Keep an eye on
I cut the bacon.
it. Yeah. All right, let's move on. So, another stock that's been beaten up. Weekly, looks like the weekly found some level support. Not sure yet for one support. We're gonna see it fall down more. This one I will wait for the week to end. Because worst case is it breaks this 50. So there's 50 here. That. There's still 3 days in the week, and so that candle still has some time, probably half
Hi, Tony.
half the week to develop. Here this monthly too. Monthly here. Still pretty far from 20. So a little hesitant, especially since I've seen it.
Tony, I am making
multiple months of it staying in that range.
boiled pork with zhongzhuo, and
probably
then I am going to
die off.
stir fry this water.
Go to its 20 or even test its 50
with the bacon.
Yeah. 50 with the monthly.
Some garlic in it.
For another
some
few months, just falling. Could be a good short opportunity if you see a fall, because that 50 coincides with the 200 weekly. So from $20 drop.
Yeah, come on over, come eat.
There's 2 ways to play that stock. All right, let's move on to mobile. T-Mobile shows some support here. So this is what I like to see. You know, that's
I think there's just,
1 week, 2 week,
the lyrics
3
in the
week.
song. There is
1 week.
There's a part where I wish they would have changed the
If
words.
this candle should stay above it for the rest of the week, and I would consider that a really good buy.
But hello
Then
to
we
you,
can put a
Sherwin.
stop and it probably will never touch that again. What does have me a little concerned is this how far it is on the monthly. When it's this far off from the 20 monthly average, you might see something like this play out here. So gravitate throughout the next few months. It's going to gravitate to this average before it moves up. So this is what I have concerns about. How far it is from the stock that likes to gravitate towards
I'm used to working with the
20
big board, but I don't know where my big board went. So gotta go back to these small ones.
Definitely something that I am interested in. Looks like I have an alert on already. Alert is set for 133.10. And so
yeah, you should.
I see it struggling these last 2 months. This month hasn't finished. This month it still hasn't finished. Yeah. Hoping that when it does finish, I'm hoping it drops more. You see, it's a good trending stock. Good year-over-year growth, but I'm correct. Get in at 130. It'll be a decent.
Oh yeah, that part right there. Okay, so he's saying like, oh, it's only me that can take it. But I wish he said it's only me that can love you. But otherwise, this song is pretty good.
Union Pacific is
support off the Moon Brother, okay?
Data. Wonder why that is.
Ooh, I think.
As far as I know, I believe they are railroad. But it looks like a decent pickup. Last week,
Hi, Ivana.
the book is 20. Stock around 196 stop. So I stop here and hopefully it goes this way.
I don't think I need this many peppers.
So when we trade, we never really know for sure what direction it's gonna go. So it's always just worth taking a risk at something, knowing where you're gonna get out, how much, how many shares you can safely hold.
By Meng Vang and David Yang.
Right, same setup. I really like this setup. The weekly, where it bounces off the weekly. Setups like this, I can hold for a long time. I play them for a few months and get some decent gains.
Hello. Oh, yep. That's my playlist every day while I'm on the road to work. Keeps me up, you know?
Yeah, so something like this off the 20.
Let's cook it. So I'm gonna make boiled pork with the Jean-Joie over here, and then I'm going to stir fry the watercress with the bacon.
Which, depending on if you like this stock, this ITW, could be an entry. You can bet on it, maybe if it holds. Because if it continues to make these higher lows, when it comes back to this 20, it might not go as low over here. So maybe worth the risk of doing that. I'm gonna keep an eye on it. Right? It's one that I kept on my watch list is B. So he's not that active this year, and
Grab like a bunch here.
to be
So it can be kind of easier.
200. So far it's failing. So 220. We could probably see a bounce back to the 50 around just 200. Yeah. Could be an area where people are loading up. You can see it here. See an area where people are loading up. Where it goes to 200, people load up on pizza.
Yeah, no, not at all. Nhà mình đang nói cái gì mà nó chỉ muốn nhà thì tôi nhà mình đang nói so you have to cook. I'm forced to cook tonight.
A longer out plays, but these longer plays let you stay in a position longer, and sometimes you can even take advantage of the capital gain.
With Jean-Joie, and then I'm doing the watercress with.
So if it goes more, if your trade goes more than a year, you're taxed at a maximum of like 20%, which is a lot of savings. We get to keep short-term capital gains is up to like 30-35%, but long-term capital gains is capped at 20. STV. See this one. testing its range. Resistance at 15. Little high here, but some rejection. This month is looking stronger. This monthly candle is looking stronger. Close to it. Get in here, and it's a trade that you can hold for. Get back. What happened last time? Here, woke up. Here, thing happened. Broke out of its range and return again.
Oh yes,
Watch.
Yes.
I would like to see 2 weeks of it holding above it. So if it can, we would consider adding some shares for this play at least. Because this is definitely something that I look for in all my plays, is that it bounce off the 20 or the 50
well, I was going to stir fry
EMA
it with
off the weekly. It bounces off that. I know it's been for another few months.
I decided to boil it with the pork that I had already. So,
yeah. DHR.
Because otherwise, I was gonna do it with tofu. DHR. So I can eat it, but I was like, oh, I'll just get rid of the gel first because the gel is going yellow. So.
And it looks like there's some support in that 50 average there. So there's some support. Seems to be some support here at this level, which that coincides with 15. From here, I can bounce back up. They're good play. And you can see that 50 weekly coincides with the 200 average. 200 average is pretty good pickup area. A lot of people like to pick it up at the 200 average, especially if you're playing the EA or any moving average. The monthly.
Oh my gosh, I love this song.
You're looking at the monthly.
I don't like wasting food either. Gotta use it before it comes back. Yeah.
So far off is
that's exactly what we're doing here.
It's 20 moving average. The rubber band back. That 20 moving average. But if you're thinking like I am, so that 20 average would be a great place to pick up. And that's why I have an alert. When it gets to it, I like to pick it up there. Striker, SYK. Play with drawings. And a common theme of the stocks that I look at tonight is this 20 weekly. See, it's so close to its 20. And especially on the the monthly. What I'm keeping an eye on is that when it does drop and gets close to its 20, that's when I like that. You can see that my
Hi PK.
It's set for it's
so now
it's
I just
20.
have to wait for the meat.
So at 215 is
some a little more cooked and then and then I'll start
on since it looks like it's seeing some resistance to 250.
But that's gonna take a while. So with that,
add a couple shares.
Next time, okay? Bye. Bye guys.
Accenture. Again, a stock that's close to its 20 weekly. Seeing some struggle on the monthly. So in a few months or even the next few weeks, if it can come back down to its 20 here at this level, be a good pickup for me. That's why I have alert at 225. So you can see there's a struggle here. This struggle here is a good thing for us because we are swing or almost swing position traders. Okay. United Health. United Health Group. Now, I almost say that United Health Group is actually a good play, something that would be worth playing. One concern that I do have is the candle today. So after 3 days of running, it finally looked like it hit some resistance. Now this resistance coincides with this right here. This line. So this area. And don't think of resistance as just a flat line. Think of it as a range. So when it got into that range, that 360 to 370 range right here, it got rejected. And it got rejected hard because that candle, that daily candle got literally just dropped like a stone. So uh what I will keep an eye on is to see if it comes back to this 50. This 50 in the daily, which coincides to 340. If it comes back and it bounces off, it could be a good thing. It can mean that it's coming down to this 50 to build up strength to break this wall. This wall, this wall right here at 370. That 370 range. So two ways you can play it is you can set an order for 375, and when it gets to 375, play the momentum that the momentum keeps going up, or you can wait for that breakdown at over here and short it down. I don't recommend shorting because there's just that it's just that not that many advantage of shorting. You have an unlimited loss. You get puts, but uh whenever you get option, it's just it's a play that you're constantly having to pay money every single day just to play it, keep in. All right, and the last stock that we are gonna look at tonight, uh, Adobe, but Adobe doesn't seem to be loading. Uh, let's see. J and J, definitely something a stock that is benefiting from COVID, but J and J is a very stable stock. It's a dinosaur. It's been range bound for since 2018. This year, last year has caused it to break above this range, but it came back. Uh, so another 2 weeks before it's probably ready to go up again. So this play, definitely, I'm gonna add it to my watch list, but it's not really ready yet. It's just a stock that you have to keep an eye on. Probably 2 more weeks, especially all stocks that I been keeping an eye on is stocks that's getting close to its weekly 50 moving average. Because when it gets there, uh, those are stocks that you can get into a position in and then just watch it trend for a few months. Uh, you don't have to really babysit it as much. You get into it low and watch it climb over the months. And if a fall like the last few weeks happened, oh well, you're not so afraid because you got in so low, uh, and you can weather those out. So it becomes a stock where it helps you build your wealth. Uh, Pretty much, yeah. It becomes a place where you park your money. So that's why I look for them, especially since we have been having so many red days last week. everything's getting so close to their 50. And that's where I'm looking for things to bounce off. All right, so that's pretty much it for tonight. I just wanted to go over a few stocks, a few of my plays, and basically stuff that I've been putting on this watch list and just keeping an eye on. So, if this helps you out, like, comment, subscribe. If you have something that you want me to look at my next session, feel free to let me know. I plan on doing these every Tuesday and Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time. So yeah, just let me know. And if you have something that you want somebody to analyze, or you want to keep an eye on, let me know too. Well, thank you.